Hi friends, it's Claire from ScrappyNerdUK and welcome to episode 16 of Alpha Attack. So today I'm going to be working with a cut file and all I've done here is I've used this star cut file. I wanted the alphas to pop through without massively seeing that they were letters. So I've pulled from my stash the teal Fitzgerald ones. I've pulled these corally pink puffy stickers. And I've also pulled these black and white Pink Fresh Studio ones. They'll appear any second. The black and white Pink Fresh Studio ones, because those are leftover from a quirky kit. And I want to try and get them used up as far as I possibly can. Now, the good news is, doing this, I managed to finish off the Fitzgerald ones, these green ones. Those are now all done. So I've now finished a total of 2 packets of thickers during this series, which may not seem a great deal, but it's great to get them out of my stash and used up. So the sense of achievement is brilliant. So all I'm doing here is I've laid the cut file over another piece of white cardstock, and I've marked each of the 5 points of the star. And the reason I've done that is I want to give myself a reference point as to where where it's going to be seen. So I lay these down just in a random order wherever they'll fit, and then I do just test it back with the cut file again, having to move things over and squeezing them in where I can. And you'll see what I mean when I lay the cut file back over. You'll see that, there we are. So you'll see that there's letters popping through, but it's not massively obvious that, I mean, with the S there it is, but the rest of them, it just is a pop of colour. So originally I was going to do the teal, the coral and the gold, but it looked too Christmassy. And I know on here those coral do look quite coral, but they look quite red in real life. So I decided to swap them out and do a black and white. So, I mean, you could do it for a Christmas layout, but I wasn't scrapping a Christmas photo. So I decided to change it out for another alpha. So I am going to use a mixture of letters, I'm going to use a mixture of numbers, and I'm also going to use some of the symbols as well, some of the punctuation. So I use the ampersands, I use the exclamation marks, I use the question marks, I use the hashtag. So they all get used up on this layout, and then all that I'm left with by the end, I think, are some full stops and some commas. So I could live with myself with those going in the bin because the rest of them all got used. So you'll see here I've just moved on to the second star, and again I'm just going through random letters, and it doesn't matter whether you've got the same letter next to each other, no one's going to notice. And there we are, I'm just laying that back over there, and I'm just seeing if I'm trying to get an even balance of the colours popping through. So trying to get a little bit of each, the glitter and the black and white and the teal all popping through that cut file. And you can see there that I've got all 3 popping through. So back round again, and I'll fast forward this. I'm just showing you the process of how you can sort of move these all around, and sometimes you stick them down and they're not in position enough. I mean, you could draw the whole, if you're doing something similar, you could draw, say you're using stars, you could draw the star on the background layout so you know exactly where it's going to go. But I didn't want to do that because it's a nightmare to sort of erase the pencil marks. So I thought I'll just use the 5 points to give myself a reference as to where my alphas need to go. So yeah, this is episode 16. I can't believe that we are this far through. This is 8 weeks through on Alpha Attack now. So we've only got 2 more weeks of Alpha Attack left, and then I'll have my new series announcement shortly after that. And I love playing this game, so let's just leave any comment down below what you think my next series is going to be, and let's see who gets it correct. So far we've had Washi Wednesday, and then we had 6x6x6, and we're currently on Alpha Attack. So yeah, have a guess what you think the next one is going to be. Now I will let you know the next series is probably going to be quite a short one, but I'm going to do multiple videos for it. And the reason it's going to be short is because I am going to do a December daily series, which is going to start in November. So I'm just trying to figure out which way round to get these videos up, because I know with December daily the key is preparation, and so yeah, I'll see what I can try and squeeze in on a schedule. I don't want to overload videos, too many videos onto my channel where you see me 7 times a week. No one needs that in their life. So I'm going to try and squeeze a mini series in before the December daily series goes live. So watch this space for that happening. So just coming to the end of this row here, and I'm just adding in the final few, and then just pulling the cut file back over the top, and giving myself a reference as to what else I need to include to even those colours out. And then I'm just going to fast forward. So with the cut file, I decide to add wet glue to stick this down, because double-sided tape is not going to work on top of these thickers, and they are going to sit on top of the actual alphas. The cut file will sit on top of the alphas. So here I'm just adding in some Tombow wet glue and just covering the whole cut file. I'm not sure whether it's actually the glue's going to actually reach the frame. I don't think it does, but there we are. So what I'm going to do is I've just set that to dry for about 10 minutes, so it sticks to the alphas. And then on to the embellishment. I keep this very, very simple. So it's still looking like a Christmas layout. So if you want to copy this, if you want to give it a go, just use the same thickers that I have. It still looks quite Christmassy. It's not meant to be, but it's equally okay with me. So this photograph, who doesn't love a Snapchat photo? And if you don't know what Snapchat is, you're missing out. I don't use Snapchat for Snapchatting. I use it for the filters. That is literally all I use it for. And so I've got this photograph here that was taken at an all-day crop, and I'm just backing that onto this. So I backed it onto some white cardstock as I normally do. And then I'm backing it onto this gorgeous tissue paper with gold stars on. See, so keeping with the theme of stars, and just using my scissors to trim that down, because paper trimmers do not like tissue paper. They will chew them up. So I'm going to use, doilies have made a bit of a reappearance in my scrapbooking recently. I haven't used a doily for quite a while, and then I've done 2 in as many weeks with doilies. So I am bringing in these gold thickers. They're from the Shine collection from Maggie Holmes, so years old. And I didn't want to go, as I said, I didn't want to heavily embellish this at all, because the background is meant to be the embellishment. So I've just pulled in a couple of the open stars. I wanted to give it some pops of black. So I was considering adding in some ink splatters in black, but I wanted to keep the layout quite clean. In which case I went with some black Tim Holtz word stickers. And I'm just lining those up so they sort of sit on top of the alphas. I have gone back and added in some wet glue on those, just to help them stick a bit better, because I just had a feeling that they were going to fall off. So because I've used 2 pops of black, I need a third, so I'm going to create a third embellishment cluster up in that top right corner. And all that's going to contain is a couple of these tiny word stickers and 1 more of the stars from the Shine collection. And this is pretty much all I add on. really. So I don't use masses of embellishments because the thickers have done the job for me. So thank you very much for watching episode 16 of Alpha Attack. I will see you back here on Monday for episode 17. If you've enjoyed this video and if it's given you inspiration, please give it a thumbs up. Alpha count 958. I'm going to smash that 1,000 before the end of this series. So yeah, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all very, very soon for the next episode. Bye.